Hi there, everybody. This is Amy here. I just wanted to give you a quick update on what is happening after I removed my Rose of Sharon. As you recall, there was a huge Rose of Sharon right here and also a second one that was here. They were probably about 7 feet tall. So they cover a good amount of space in this area. And I gotta say, a lot of the plants that were surrounding it right here and also right here were not receiving enough sunlight. So as you can see, her stump is still here, the Rose of Sharon, and it was right here. And look at this dancing in the dark rose after I removed the Rose of Sharon. She is just thriving, loving life, pushed out a whole bunch of growth and also flower buds, and she's in full bloom right now. Isn't she gorgeous? Oh my gosh. Out of all the red colored roses, I gotta say this deep red is probably by far one of my favorite red for roses, or in flowers in general, I think. So she's doing extremely well. She's actually catching up to the other dancing in the dark witches here that I have two of them in my garden. This is their tag right here. I can't remember where I got them. I think, yeah, I can't, either Canadian Tires or Walmart. I can't remember. And look at this one, full of buds, full of blooms. The best thing about this variety is that once they're done blooming, this whole section right here will drop off on its own. You do not need to deadhead them whatsoever. You do have to clean at the bottom, but you don't have to deadhead them. And they are constantly in bloom. This one right here I showed last time, Peach Glory. Isn't this color gorgeous? Oh my goodness, so pretty. So after I noticed removing that Rose of Sharon, she has put on so much growth. I'll get her from another angle here. Look at these two stems. I'm about 5'7", and this must be about 6 feet, if not 6.5 feet. I'm gonna let them flower, and I'm gonna have to chop them down a little bit to kind of keep its shape. But look at her, she's put on so much growth. But I think out of all the flowers that suffered the most, perhaps is this one right here, this tiny rose that I added this year. I don't really know how to pronounce her name, so I'm just gonna show you her tag. She was tiny. She stayed tiny for the longest time. Once again, I think because she was covered by that Rose of Sharon. And look at her now. She has a flower bud. She also has pushed out a whole bunch of new leaves, which look at these red leaves. So I think she's gonna do really well. Aside from the Rose of Sharon that was covering her, I have a phlox, which are here. I have a whole cluster of them actually. So it was right here, right beside her. I think it also was blocking some of her sunlight and also, you know, prevent air circulation. So I have since removed the phlox back to there. And since then, she's so happy. And in place of the phlox, I actually put in this hooker right here. This one is so pretty. I love this color. It has this pretty pink flowers. I think this is called Forever Purple, if I'm not mistaken. And this is my sedum. She's turning a bit pink now. Really pretty color in the fall. And then also on this side, this is where the other Rose of Sharon used to be, right over here, ginormous, about 7 feet-ish, covered all the sunlight that came into this area. So because of that, these roses, I think there's what, 4 of them here? So there's one here, here, and here that was suffering and not really growing. And look at it now, since I removed it. This one in particular, which is what, this one right here called Blessing. It's been in the garden for 3 years. It has pushed out so much growth. New growth right here, new flower buds. This is the one in my previous video where I said the color was a bit funky. I think this is the other one that stayed really small. It is her first year in the garden, but she stayed really small because there just was not enough sunlight coming in. Too bad she's not in bloom right now. She's so pretty when she's in bloom, and she's fun in the sun. quite fragrant. I really like her scent, very strong. I really hope next year, once she's a little bit more established, she will be pushing out a lot more blooms. And then this one is, was it Living Easy? Hasn't bloomed a whole lot this year, but look at her now. All these light green leaves, they're new growth, and flower buds at the top. She's been doing really well since I removed that Rose of Sharon. And this one is new. This one is new, of course, this year. This one's also new. Easy Does It. Her flowers are so pretty. Too bad she's not in bloom right now, but she is putting on a lot of rose buds and should be blooming in this coming weeks. So I think she also benefited quite a bit from me removing that huge Rose of Sharon. And this one, the dahlias that I grew from seeds. Isn't she pretty? She was so small, tiny. I thought she was gonna die at one point. And then look at her now. She is putting on so much flowers, and there's a lot more to come. And I think, once again, she benefited from the Rose of Sharon being removed. I also trimmed back quite a few of these huge branches on my hydrangea tree here. It is massive. It was hanging all over here, blocking all the sunlight below here. So yes, it has been trimmed back. So there you have it. Update on my roses, my plants after I removed my 2 Rose of Sharons. I hope you enjoy the video. See you in the next one. Bye now.